Before you get into this course, wanted to add a little bit of context. I made this course 6 years ago now, right at the start of COVID times, 2020. As soon as lockdown happened and everything fitness was online, Buddy and I wanted to take advantage. So we tried to create this Intro to Coil program. Had the full intention of selling it, didn't end up going through with it, so I just happened to find these clips and I figured this would be a good time to share them. This coil kind of philosophy from David Weck is something that I applied to my training for quite a few years and really liked it and did notice a benefit in how I moved, and it also added a very exploratory side of movement away from the very linear, standardized kind of straight line strength training. I say that there are two phases in this course. There's a first phase and a second phase. I have the program PDF with both phases, but I could not find the second phase videos, so you're just going to get the first phase, which there's a lot of fantastic information and a really great start. I just don't know where the second phase is. I thought I filmed it, but maybe I didn't. Either way, if I do end up finding it, I'll post it, but for now, enjoy the phase one. A lot of great information. Hopefully you can get something out of this course. Hello everyone, my name is Parker. Thank you for purchasing Intro to Coil. I will be your virtual coach for this course. So this course will teach you about the mindset of how I came to discover the coil and why I use it in my training. And then we're going to go over the goals of the course and then what the actual program is. And then we'll go into the explanation, both seated and then also physically showing you. And then we're going to go through each exercise of each workout and break down the cueing to go along with that. And then at the end we'll have a quick little wrap up. So let's get into it. So I am Parker Olvert, and I am a CSEP certified personal trainer. And in my fitness journey, I have been spending a lot more time focusing on mobility restrictions and pain. And this has been close to me because when I was a kid, I spent so much time on a bike and just holding these positions, and it really made me very immobile. So when I went and tried to become a weightlifter, it was really limiting my performance because all my positions were so bad. I couldn't hold an overhead squat, my knees didn't go that far past my toes, and it just really limited my ability to progress in the sport and obviously caused a little bit of pain. So I needed to try and go out of my way to try and improve that mobility. So I tried every single thing I could. Try all the rolling, all the stretching, all the banded stuff that you all see online, and nothing really worked. And then I found neurokinetic therapy, or NKT. So what it is basically a testing protocol that helps determine when muscles are overactive and when they're underactive. And so this will help improve your motor patterning, so it actually kind of solves the cause of the problem as opposed to just kind of opening up your chest and loosening it up. And so that really appealed to me, and it changed the way that I view how my body was moving and why these mobility restrictions were there. And it just helped a lot. It changed my mindset, and I was like, oh, so maybe it's not all about stretching, it's about movement. And so I needed to find a way to move my body better so that way it can actually make better patterns as we go ahead. And so eventually I came across this guy named David Weck, who's the inventor of the Bosu ball, and he is the guy that found out about the coil. And he ultimately changed the way I move. So I've been doing his stuff for a couple months now, and has completely changed the way I move and has helped more than anything in the last 5 years that I have done. And I'm sure that it can help other people. And the way it just makes sense to me. Training is way more 3D as opposed to linear. And it's just something that really excites me and has helped me so much. And I just want to say that I am not Weck Method qualified yet. As soon as I get an opportunity to go down to San Diego and do that, I plan on doing that. I have learned enough from him, his Instagram videos and YouTube, that I feel confident enough to teach the basics to you in a video just like this. So I just wanted to give you guys a place to go, give it all the information in one place, and go from there. So I hope that this will help you guys move better, as it has helped me. So let's get into it. So ultimately the goal of this course is to give people a new way of moving and a new way of training, and it might be something different compared to what you have previously done, especially because a lot of strength training is very linear. And so I'm hoping that this program will help people move better and create new patterns and become pain-free, just like I have experienced. And so I want to teach the basics of the coiling core and then be able to put them in practice into simple exercises and then progress them a little bit so that you can use them in your everyday practice. And also the program itself is something that can be easily done at home, and to prevent people from going crazy, since this is coming out in the time of COVID-19. So it's just something to do while you're in quarantine and give a different kind of workout, since our patterns and routines are very different. So typically the target audience for this is just going to be anyone who's kind of sick of training the normal way and they find it's kind of boring, or they just want something different and something new. And it could also be somebody who has chronic pain or chronic mobility issues and wants to move better, and same thing as me, everything else doesn't really seem to be working, or it just doesn't feel right to you. So hopefully this will be that for you. And then it can also help athletes move better and increase their athletic potential, because it does give you a different way of training your core that is generally more athletic. And then this could also be used for coaches and trainers who want to give their clients new exercises or new types of workouts to help them move better, or to help increase their athletic potential as well. Because I think the coil will be able to do that to almost everybody. So what the program actually is it's 10 weeks long with 2 5-week phases. Each phase has 3 workouts, and those workouts will be about 45 minutes to an hour long. And they only require a band, a set of dumbbells, and a set of kettlebells. So it really doesn't require that much. It's really easy to do at home. And it starts with easier exercises in that first phase, just to really understand and feel the coil and feel how it works. And then as it progresses to the second 5 weeks, we start adding exercises that are a little bit more complicated and require you to move a little bit more and really put that coil to the test. And the program is set up in such a way that it has less or more rest at the beginning and then less rest at the end, so you really start to develop those patterns. And once you have the patterns, then we start to put it to the test and make it a real workout and really see how you move under fatigue. And so yeah, each individual workout is going to start with a kind of warm-up coil exercise, so it'll really help you feel where the coil is and how you go before you start getting into it. And then we're going to move into a heavier exercise, so something like a heavier dumbbell exercise, just to really try and load that coil. And then the other exercises are going to be a little bit more accessory to kind of get you moving in all planes and get every body part involved. And then usually we're going to finish with a kettlebell swing or some sort of traditional core work, just to load that core a bit more and give you new patterns. And the program does not have to be followed exactly. It's just a guideline, especially for those who aren't doing anything at home. This is kind of what the program's made for. So for example, if you are a power lifter or a weightlifter and you're still training at home, you can just throw in a couple of these exercises after your workout to help you move better. It doesn't need to be followed exactly how it is laid out. And you don't need to complete the program to feel the benefits. You can just throw in random exercises into your routine, and you're still going to help you move better. It's still going to give you that rotation and make you feel good. And this workout isn't really fatiguing. It's not like a heavy CNS draining workout like weightlifting and powerlifting is. So you can do it relatively often if you need to, or just the exercises don't take a lot out of you, so it's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to make you move better. And the weights can be whatever you want them to be. You don't need to load it up. There aren't percentages or RPE. It's whatever you feel you can do to load the patterns and learn the movements. And we don't want to load the movements too much that you can't maintain your coil and you start losing and using poor technique, because that's going to create the poor patterns that we don't want. So just keep those things in mind. The reps, the same thing. You can do. I have reps prescribed, but you can kind of change them however you want. Especially if you can't do push-ups per se, if you can only do 3 or 4, and I'm prescribing 12, you can go from your knees or just drop the number. Like it's not a strict set in stone program. You can make the modifications as you see fit. And we just want to help develop that coil pattern. And then obviously the coil is going to be way beyond these exercises. These are just some of the basics that I've chosen that I think covers the whole body and gives you an idea of how it goes, how it works. And this can be applied to so much more exercises, so many more integrated movements, even barbell movements, which we don't have. It's just, for the simplicity's sake, this is what we're doing for the quarantine, for COVID, and something that people can easily do at home or easily add into a assistory program once they get back to the gym. So this is the basics of what the coil is. And so hopefully I can give enough to just give the baseline, give you what's enough to do it safely and to do it at home, and should be a good time. So let's get into what the coil actually is.